Endless Hustle is presented by Eat Clean Bro, a convenient solution to bring you the highest quality chef-prepared meals delivered right to your door. Eat Clean Bro is the contract-free solution for your meal prep needs. Made with all-natural ingredients and next-day delivery, every meal feels like you have someone cooking for you right at home. All right, we got a great day on the Endless Hustle. I'm joined by, I feel like this is going to be your new band name, the Long Brothers. Introducing the Long Brothers.
Yeah, yay! Thank you, everyone.
It's literal. It's accurate.
Yeah, the Brothers Long is kind of nice.
It's not like funky sounding.
Come on, Jeff. No,
and we are endlessly hustling.
You are endlessly hustling. Well, first of all, congrats on the co-directorial debut, Lady of the Manor. This is what I got to understand. I'm an only child. I hate sharing shit with anybody. So when you have to co-direct, how do you pick who chooses what day to shoot? Do you know that one might be better than the other? And do you hate the other person when you know you are better? How does this whole dynamic work?
That's interesting. Yeah, I would imagine for an only child, it must be strange.
Even for people with siblings, I imagine it's a little difficult to explain because, I mean, I think we just happen to get along and we happen to have very similar taste and we just don't have much conflict.
Yeah, we don't really ever disagree. No, I don't agree with that.
I disagree with that.
No, I think you're right. It's true. I mean, every once in a while there'll be like, a joke that one of us might find a little funnier than the other, but I think that's like the extent of where we diverge.
Yeah, there's surprisingly very little conflict when it came
so far.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
This might be when it all unravels, Arthur. On your
no one's ever pointed it out. No one's ever jinxed us.
Nothing beats ending careers on the Endless Hustle. It's like afterwards, I fucking hate you. I hate you too. Never again.
Yeah.
Or in 5 years, we could be talking about like you're the next Russo brothers and you're directing Marvel's next great, I don't know, Avengers Infinity War 6. Who knows? So
another jinx from Arthur.
Yes. I remember this is not a name drop. You already dropped it, the Russo brothers, but I remember I met them after they did a little movie called Welcome to Collingwood. And I remember thinking, we talked a little bit about, I talked with them about directing because I guess it was always in my head that one day I'd want to do this with, I don't know if it was in your head, but I always thought about doing this. And they were so they were passionate, but I remember them being really like humble and like grateful. And they're like, yeah, we love each other. And I wonder whatever happened to them.
Yeah, that was before the $8 billion they made.
Maybe now they hate each other. Yeah.
They're all divas now. But here's what I want to understand. Like it's your directorial debut. So I feel like this is like picking your first girlfriend, right? It's like, this has got to be the one.
Or your last girlfriend.
Actually, better point. It could be like picking your wife. Yeah. How do you decide this is going to be it? How does that process look?
What do you think?
It's just a combination of things. We were looking to make something that was relatively inexpensive. So we tried to set a comedy in one location, which is very hard to do.
Like limited cast.
And we failed. Yeah. But a lot of the movie takes place in one location, which is good. And I don't know, we just tried to think of kind of a simple idea that we could kind of connect to in a way. And we love buddy comedies. We grew up watching buddy comedies, like What About Bob and Planes, Trains, Automobiles. And so we just thought this might be in our wheelhouse, this kind of dynamic. And so we were trying to think small scale, but something we found funny, I guess. That's the
small scale, but yeah, that's true. Our ambition was really just to make something that we thought was funny, and it worked as a story. So it wasn't.
And also there were people who let us make it. So that's the real answer.
Right.
I mean,
we got the money.
Yeah.
It was, but again, truly like a limited budget, but we wanted it to be commercial. We didn't want it to look and feel like a smaller budget comedy. We wanted it to be as accessible, I guess, as possible.
Justin, I was Instagram stalking you this morning, and you have more celebrities. You were like, what is this green dot next to this dude's name showing up right now? But you have more celebrities on your Instagram than I do, or we're in competition. And it got me thinking about, first of all, you've had like this like long career in Hollywood, which we forget because you kind of came into our lives. You and I are the same age. You kind of came into our lives and it feels like yesterday, but here we are like 20 something years later, which is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
How crazy is this all? Like when you kind of look back and are you like, shit, I can't believe I lasted this long in the business?
Yeah, occasionally I'll take stock of it. Whenever there's a milestone, Arthur, you mentioned Instagram, and I put this Jeepers Creepers post up because I realized people had pointed out that it was 20 years since that movie came out. And So when there's a milestone like that, I when you take stock of the last 20 years, I do have moments where I can't believe I lasted. I'm still working. And I'm so glad I am, because I love it even more than I did when I started. You know, I love acting, and but this is a whole new level of creative fulfillment. Directing this movie was really like, it was really more than I've ever experienced. So I hope we get to keep doing more. So I hope people see it. Selfishly,
well, we got to make sure that literally, like, let's keep blasting it out. Christian, when you see Justin start blowing up, you're obviously the younger brother. Are people calling in favors? Are people like, can you hook us up? How does it work when you're the younger brother of someone who's achieving fame?
That's a good question. I think it's mostly been good because I've gotten to ride on the coattails, and it's been like, got to do a lot of fun things as a young person that most young people don't get to do.
A lot of fun trips.
And I would say the only negative things are like, sometimes I sense that people are maybe not being genuine with me, and they're just kind of using me as a stepping stone to talk to him or something, but which has occasionally happened. But that I find kind of fascinating too, because you get to like dissect human behavior a bit. But when he blew up, when he started acting in big movies, I was in college, so I remember being so exciting to like get people together and like go, you know, with my dorm mates and go see his stuff. And so yeah, I can't believe it's crazy. It's been over 20 years.
I know.
Time flies.
So translation, Justin, you made him the coolest kid at college, and he was just having the time of his life, pretty much.
Wow, that must not be a cool college. Okay, I'm sorry. Colgate. Shout out to Colgate.
Yeah, I know. I always see the Colgate gear on your social medias, and I'm like, I love it that they're still supporting their college. It's so great.
Yeah, it needs support. It's a small school in the middle of nowhere, so I feel like anytime I could.
You loved it there, though. Yeah,
well, it's beautiful there. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
I really like.
When I look back on your Instagram, when you're putting pictures up, I mean, some of the pictures you have like classics with Alan Rickman, which was like, that dude was, man, that was so cool. Then you've got young Jonah Hill, who you've obviously been friends with forever.
Yeah.
When you kind of look through these couple decades, who's the one person that you interacted with, you worked with, and you're just like, holy shit, this was the coolest experience ever?
Yeah, I think it was always Phil Hoffman. It was, I think, getting to know him, getting to laugh with him. He had an incredible laugh. He did everything so completely, you know. He laughed the way he acted. He was so committed to a joke, the way he was to his performances. So that I feel really lucky to have spent time with him, and he directed me in this play reading. That's probably the person that I'm most grateful to have gotten to spend time with.
How about project? You've been a part of so many iconic ones. What's the one that really hits home for you?
Lady of the Manor.
I think it is Lady of the Manor. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
He's like, I may never be able to get direct again after this.
September 17th, Lady of the Manor. It's, you know, honestly, all joking aside, this did feel like the culmination of a lot of so much work, and a different kind of work, a different kind of like scale of investment, you know, directing this thing. But I don't know. I mean,
and Crossroads
as well.
Britney Spears.
That's true. They're neck and neck.
Yeah.
For intensity and investment.
I bet when you were making Crossroads, you're like, this is the one. This is going to be the one that they put on my tombstone.
Yeah. Oh my God. I wonder. I think the first one is always the Galaxy. I look back at Galaxy Quest, and that's the one that just because everything was so new and so exciting. And you know, you mentioned Alan Rickman, and I got to meet and work with Sam Rockwell. That was a special experience.
So when you guys make this, do you have a whole different respect for what the directors who've worked with you have gone through? Are you kind of like, wow, this is a whole different process than we ever imagined, and holy shit, is this hard?
Yeah, I mean, you can speak more about this because you work with so many directors, but I would say my 2 cents would be that something that, I mean, this is horrible to say, but neither of us are that good at making concrete decisions. Like, we're real like wafflers in life, I think. And the biggest thing about directing that I learned is that it's just constantly making decisions, like little decisions, big decisions, mostly little decisions, but they like all, and it's constant. And it really forced us to like be more definitive about what we wanted and like actually take stands that when normally we'd be like, I could see both sides. I don't know. But it was like decision after decision. And that was the hardest part. And like, that was something like I admire so much about people who are good at that. We're like naturally very good at making decisions.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me sometimes of like a scene in the Hudsucker Proxy or something where like, one of those track shots where everyone's coming up to you and like, no, take it over here, send it up to Jordan. And he's constantly having to like just people in and out. I mean, it wasn't obviously that intense, but it felt that way for these two wafflers. Yeah.
So when Justin was acting, are you the one directing Christian? And then if that's the case, are you like a total dick about it because you want to like be that guy and be like, no, Justin, we need another take. We need another take. Didn't get it there.
I hope I wasn't. I don't think I was a dick.
Not at all.
But I think like because we knew the script so well and we have, like I said before, we have such similar sensibilities about things. Like if he did a take, it was like kind of obvious to both of us why we might want to do another take. And it like not a lot needed to be said. And also all his scenes are, for the most part, are with Melanie Linsky, who has such like natural, like she only ever really needed one or maybe two takes in a scene, which thankfully we only had time for that. So she just kind of like nailed it every time. And there was very little like direction, especially in their scenes, it was, but yeah, I guess I was the one who looked over those scenes, but we kind of did everything together.
We did. It got to the point where the actors were going to Christian more than they were to me for notes and stuff, because I would just get so gushy. We're both huge fans of Melanie Linsky and Judy Greer, and so to watch the two of, especially when it was the two of them, it was like when it was a head-to-head scene, and it was like electric, and it was so fun. We're just such fans of acting, and to watch two greats go at it and really like dig into a scene, it was so it made us so excited. But Christian is able to like curb his enthusiasm a little bit more than I am, and so I would be going on and, whoa, you did this moment. And
so there's a little like good cop, bad cop, I guess. At a certain point, it was like someone had to be like, we actually you forgot these two important words in this line.
It was like gushy cop, direct cop.
Yes.
So then they were like, oh, we'll go to him for the like real answer.
So your lifelong nightmare is over, Justin. The Jets may actually have a quarterback.
Well, Christian's why I am a Jets fan, and he knows far more about.
It's been a real lifelong nightmare. There was some good times in the early 2000s, but other than that, it's been a really tough road. But he does look great.
He looks good.
He looks really
good. And the McConaughey back to my boy. Shout out to Big Ticket.
Oh, Instagram. Yeah, you guys follow each other on Instagram.
Yes, we do.
That might be your coolest celebrity follow. Mackay Becton.
I want to become friends with him. I want to be near him just so I can just for the
protection.
Protection for sure. But it's like my bodyguard. It's like that. I'm like Chris Makepeace. I bet you haven't had a Chris Makepeace reference on the Endless Hustle.
I love it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I love it.
Hustlers. Is that what you call the listeners? Endless Hustlers?
Wait, so we actually do it. I'm recording filler in between the interviews. Yeah, so I'll be like, hello, Endless Hustlers.
Oh, really?
Now that I feel like you've said it, I feel like it's less cool. And now I have to like redo it. I have to create like a new fun name. Endless Hustlers is so boring. Like I got to do something. We need to create a new listener group name. That's going to be my task to you before your next movie. I'll need Instagram messages of suggestions for new fan group names.
Okay, well, don't ask me. Apparently, I make things uncool. I just made it.
No. I didn't mean it. You made it uncool, but when I heard it out loud with somebody saying it.
Well, maybe because I said it like this. Maybe it's the tone that I used.
Endless Hustle. I'll put a little more bass into it. I'll make it sound
okay.
cool.
Now it's back. I can use it again.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Endless Hustlers? Say like McConaughey, that'll make it cool. That's right. The Endless Hustlers right now.
By the way, you and I both had him on the show. You had him on your podcast. I've had him on Endless Hustle. Can we just agree that Matthew McConaughey might be the coolest dude on the fucking planet?
Might be. Oh, that's not a controversial opinion. I think it's like, it would be weird to disagree with that.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. It's like saying occasionally you meet people who are like, I'm not crazy about the Beatles. It's like anyone who's like, I don't know, Matthew McConaughey's not that cool. That to me, that's like, there's an equivalency.
I spent 45 minutes with a guy, and I've interviewed him on red carpets over the years, but and you know this, Justin, the red carpet's a whole different dynamic. You guys show up, you've got to get the press done, and you've got to go in and screen the movie. So the mindset's probably different.
It's
But
when
to be able
I'm
to-
most comfortable, Arthur.
Yeah, and it's hard for anybody. I mean, for someone who talks for a living like myself, I would hate doing it. But McConaughey, over 45 minutes, he's cursing, he's telling the stories, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, bro, if I could come back as anyone in my next life, you're it. You may have even topped Leo and Sinatra at this point. Like, he's just that cool. He radiates coolness. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really does.
No disagreements here on this side of the table.
He is cool. And he's like has the confidence to like talk for that long to someone on a red carpet without being like, oh no, I have to get to the next person.
And
Like you
oh, the pressure.
I mean, you're cool, but like you would panic if you were with one person for that long. But he has that confidence.
It's also, there are people hovering that like it's their job to pull you out, but they can't get into the shot, so you can feel them like having this pulling energy. They're just like around, they're like right off camera. And I can see him just totally ignoring it, which is not, I don't know, it is people's jobs now that
but it's cool to like take the time.
That's coolest about him is he admits to a lot of flaws that he has too. I think it's really cool to be, the older I get, I start to value, I start to consider different things cool. And my definition of cool changes. We talked about this on the podcast Life is Short. And his now, I think his honesty is really cool.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, he's embracing it. He's really embracing it. He's kind of like, learn from my lessons and then buy my book. I love it.
Yeah. I know.
He's a good salesman too.
Yeah, Green Lights. Check out his book, Green Lights.
Justin's like the ultimate plugger. I love it. What a master.
And this is the Nature Conservancy. If you're looking to help save the environment, go ahead and check them out. It's a great place if you have some spare change.
So one of the main reasons I started this show, guys, was to talk to successful people across all genres about the habits and the mentality that help them achieve their success. So my question to both of you, what are the habits that you guys embed in your own life to continue to elevate?
Wow, that's a good question. Oh, I have an answer while you're thinking.
No, go ahead.
I've been doing this meditation, daily meditation thing, and it has really helped me in a lot of in so many areas of life that are surprising. I think it's even talking to people. I mean, even having a conversation.
This is a very specific thing for me, but I start every day doing the New York Times crossword puzzle, and I feel like that gets every day off to a good start. I get I feel sharp. I feel focused. It gets my brain working. So I think that's something that new habit that I'm really into, and I think it's good for like long-term mental health.
That's a good one. Yodeling in the shower. I've been yodeling in the shower.
Yeah, you have been yodeling. A lot of whistling. Whistling.
I do whistle a lot.
Keeps you buoyant.
Yeah, I whistle a lot in the. I noticed in the mask, I'm probably whistling louder because I whistle at the supermarket when I go grocery shopping.
By the way, that'll be the headline of this whole thing. Justin Long whistles in the supermarket.
It's going to be like in the National Enquirer, and he's going to be like, "Oh shit!"
Oh my god, that'd be so
seriously.
I'd question the National Enquirer why they were still a publication if they actually printed that.
I just had Kelsey Grammer on the show, and he actually said that the first time that the Enquirer wrote about him was the first time he realized he was famous. And he's like, listen, 98% of it was bullshit, but that was the first moment that I realized I'd cashed in my fame card. And it just got me thinking, I'm like, oh my God, the Enquirer was kind of a big deal back in the day, pre-social media and pre-TMZ. I'm like, it kind of was the Enquirer to create all the made up fake stories.
Yeah, totally. I remember being do you remember when we were in Florida and where their headquarters are? And my dad was like, I don't know if I remember we stopped at their headquarters and he wanted to like go in and like give them a piece of his mind.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think he did.
Our dad?
Yeah, isn't that strange?
That is strange.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna go in there and like, it might have been a bit. I think sometimes my memories will conflate like bits he would do because he's very dry. He's got a real dry sense of humor with like actual.
You're thinking of Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, maybe.
You get those two confused all the time.
Wait, so Matthew McConaughey's not my father?
No.
Oh, okay, you're right. Okay, sorry.
McConaughey walked in. He's like, "Don't you ever dare write about Justin again."
By the way, if McConaughey went into the headquarters of any publication and was like, "Hey, I don't think you should be doing this anymore," they would fold the next day. The publication.
Yeah.
The editor-in-chief would be like, "Okay, he's right. I'm retiring."
They're like, you know what? We have salaries to pay, but since it's you, Matthew McConaughey, we're going to change our whole style from here.
That's right. That's what I thought. Yeah.
I love it, guys. This has been a blast. Congratulations. The brand new movie is called Lady of the Manor, your co-directorial debut. Hopefully we get to see more from you guys. And honestly, your chemistry together is actually awesome. Forget the director thing. I feel like there's a reality show and we could call it The Brothers Long.
Well,
What-
yeah,
yeah.
I do. You should listen to Life is Short because we do the podcast
Yeah,
together. It's
yeah.
wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Life is Short.
Life is short. And thank you so much,
Yeah, it
Arthur,
was
for
really
talking
nice
about
meeting you, and thanks for having us on. It's really nice.
By the way, one final question before I let you go. Dream guest for the podcast.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, we had McConaughey. You know, Michael J. Fox is somebody that I love. I grew up just really, I hate to use the word idolizing because it seems kind of juvenile, but I think I did. He was just I loved him.
That would be a dream guest.
That'd be
for
cool.
sure. Crispin Glover would be cool too.
Yes. Oh my God. I would love to talk to Chris and Christopher Lloyd. I mean, anyone from Back to the Future. We had Leah Thompson.
Yeah.
Thanks, Arthur. This was really fun, and thanks for talking about the movie. It's like it's a different kind of thing when you're talking about something like this because I hate to say I care more about this to suggest that I didn't care about the acting things, but you know, we're really so eager for people to see it. So thank you.
It's your baby. You're not just a cog in the machine. Not to devalue what you do as an actor, but this is your baby. You're birthing it, and you want to see it succeed.
Well
Well said.
Thanks, Arthur.
Thanks,
Totally.
Arthur.